Hello and good morning. You're welcome to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. It's another beautiful Thursday morning, today the 20th day of August 2026, and you are on to Perspective Unlimited here on Wells Radio. My name is Kunle, Olowu, and I will not be doing Perspective alone this morning. Of course, with me in the studio, I have my Ogbonge analyst, Mr. Olalekan Sani. Good morning, Mr. Sani.
Good morning, Jeff.
Why is it that you always give this size when I add some sort of title to your name? You're a title chief now.
My name is Olalekan Sani, Mr. Olalekan Sani.
Good morning. Hope you had a restful night.
Oh, God has been good.
What do you think about? I know that you're very active on the happenings in the country. What is the most intriguing that you've seen so far before this morning?
Thank you very much. Two things essentially. What the Minister of Finance said yesterday as regards how they have spent subsidy savings. That's
yes.
Number one. Number two is Atiku's rejoinder to that, or should I call it rejoinder, or his own release yesterday on how 30 trillion has been, kept aside from the National Treasury. And I think it's imperative that we discuss those two this morning.
All right, yes. So as we go into Perspective Unlimited this morning, we hope that we are going to be able
and
to
please,
give
one more thing, please.
Yes.
Or two more things, actually. The President said that he is mandating the EFCC to provide money for a NEL fund from proceeds of asset seizure, stuff like that. That's number one. Number two, also, unclaimed dividends should now be used to finance or to fund NEL fund. I think those are the four key issues that I have seen.
Yeah. All right. So as we go into the headlines and then the analysis right after that, I hope we are able to give you insights on these things. Now we start off with the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, where we have the largest caption talking about the 2027 polls. 571 billion naira campaign spending limit for presidential and governor candidates. That story has three riders: Tinubu, Atiku, Obi, Makinde. 15 presidential candidates allowed 190 billion campaign spending. New Electoral Act set 500 million ceiling on individuals' donation. INEC says it will monitor campaign spendings. And 127 governor candidates get 381 billion campaign spending limits. Electoral advocacy body urges strict compliance. All of those stories you can find on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Moving on to other stories. Now, Tinubu orders further forensic probe into fake agency scandal. That story is on page 7. And still on page 7, President moves EFCC recoveries 242 billion naira unclaimed dividends to NEL fund. And on page 2, 30 months after subsidy removal, FG spends 30.6 trillion naira, saves 15.8 trillion. Minimum wage allowances swallows subsidy savings, finance minister. That story is on page 2. And of course, pension roll. Ex-servicemen suspend protest after defense minister assurance. That story continues on page 7 of the Punch newspaper this morning. On Osun Post, Adeleke gets certificate, unveils 500 million naira victim fund. That story is on page 8. And on pages 4 and 5, Ondo man arrested for burning daughter over bed wetting. And on page 6, Sanwo-Olu gives 20 million naira each to LASU's best graduating students. Wow, that's a lot of money. Those are the stories you can find on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. Now over to the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. The largest caption on the Vanguard newspaper Allocations can't guarantee prosperity for states. That statement is credited to Oyedele, and the writer stories to that one says government saved 15.8 trillion from subsidy removal. Notes wage bill exceeds subsidy savings and accounts for 30 trillion naira subsidy windfall. Now, Atiku challenges at Tinubu. Those stories you can find on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Moving on, Tinubu appoints Abel Eniton as HOCSF. That's the head of the Federation Civil Service. Also moving on, hoodlums shoot at Adeleke's convoy in Osogbo. That story is on page 6. And on page 5 of the Vanguard this morning, accolades for Vanguard. Uncle Sam as ex-staff launch book reunites plan media library. There's a writer story to that. IBB to Uncle Sam. You are a nation builder, custodian of our collective conscience. That story is on page 5. And on page 8, Nigeria targets 3 million BPDs, $50 billion investment, 215 TCF gas reserve. That is according to the federal government. And on page 8, FEC approves forensic audits to identify fake agencies, ghost employees. That story, like I said, is on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Yes, moving on. Now we have the Guardian newspaper, and the largest caption on the Guardian: state spending faces scrutiny over 15.8 trillion naira windfall. Citizens' welfare. That story is on page 6. And on page 3, Nigeria risk revenge of the poor over worsening hardship. That story is credited to Utomi, and you can find it on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Still on page 3, 9.5 trillion naira salary bill. FEC targets ghost workers, payroll fraud. And still on page 3, on the election coming up in 2027, look beyond campaign slogans. Obi challenges Nigerians. Now moving on to other stories. El Rufai bid to transfer trial fails as Kaduna CJ backs Justice Kohobo. That story is on page 7. And on page 8, military pensioners storm defense military to protest 12 months arrears. And on Magu massacre, northern senators reject condolences, demand action. That story is on page 8. And on page 6, Tinubu orders security overhaul amid concerns over policing and gun violence. That story is on page 6. And on page 25, pre-election anxiety, profits taking wipe, 5 trillion naira from NGX after 160 trillion peak. That story, it's a business story, and you can find it on page 25 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Now moving on to the analysis of the headlines we've sampled on all the three dailies we have with us this morning. First off, we go to the Punch newspaper where we have the headlines that 30 months after subsidy removal, federal government spends 30.6 trillion naira and saves 15.8 trillion. Now, according to the reports, 30 months after President Bola Tinubu removed petrol subsidy and introduced other sweeping economic reforms, the federal government has spent 30.64 trillion as government expenditure is effects of its policies. While the policies generated 15.8 trillion in savings for the federation, the government said its total incremental expenditure between June 2023 and December 2025 was 30.64 trillion, exceeding the 20.4 trillion in additional resources available to the federal government from subsidy savings, higher revenue and borrowing by 10.24 trillion or 50.2%. This shows that the removal of petrol subsidy created significant fiscal space but did not produce a pool of idle cash for the federal government. Instead, the government said the resources were absorbed by rising wage costs, debt servicing, infrastructure spending, and other obligations arising from the same economic reforms. Now, but differently, for every 100 naira the federal government generated in additional resources, it spent about 150, leaving about one-third of the expenditure to be funded from its existing revenue base. Now, this is everything that the Minister of Finance has said. And I think for a commoner who doesn't really know much about these economic jargons and all of these figures that they are reeling, what exactly can you say these statements by the Minister of Finance actually means? Subsidy removal, they've been able to save so amounts and they have spent so amounts. Is it actually, is it correct, speaking? Is it can this actually be a thing?
Thank you very much. In all seriousness, he did great disservice to the government he claims to be serving in by what he said yesterday. Because you are a learned person, and after reading everything you have read, you still cannot make something tangible out of all of what the guy said. It shows clearly that the government intended to plunge Nigerians into abject poverty with nothing to show for it at the end of the day. Now let's go to the details. It said that they spent money on debt servicing.
Mm-hmm.
Who exactly collected that so-called debt? This administration. Not that they didn't meet something on the ground. There was something that was on the ground in the name of debt before, but it has ballooned beyond common sense within the time they have been in office. Between March of last year and March of this year, Nigeria's foreign loans ballooned by an additional $5 billion. And now you are telling us that subsidy gains is what you are using to finance that. The loans that you are getting that nobody knows exactly where it is going to. And mind you, when subsidy was removed then, the president told us that we were going to have a lot of free money to spend on healthcare, education and stuff. Nothing whatsoever is happening in that regard. As regards infrastructure that they are claiming to spend money on, I personally cannot see what they are spending money on as regards infrastructure. And even if it is there, you are claiming that it is subsidy money that you are using to finance the infrastructure that you are doing, yet you have borrowed more than all governments combined within the first 55 years of Nigeria's existence. You are not making sense, sir. No, not at all.
But according to what he's saying,
and he said something.
He's saying that the economic realities now is what has forced the government to spend more than and it's not like we can't see. We can actually see that the economy has, maybe even globally.
No, forget it. Bros, don't go there.
Okay.
What is happening globally? No. Countries are coming out to defend their citizens. A lot of countries. Okay, let's. Nigerians have this very annoying thing that they say that when a government comes on board, that people must suffer before things can work. And I've always said that is complete border dash. Let's talk about the government of Andy Burnham in the UK. He has not spent 2 months in office, And there are a lot of things that the guy has done. He has removed subsidy on, he has increased subsidy on electricity. He has actually frozen some taxes paid by some people. He has increased subsidy on agriculture so that people can feed. These are the things that government must spend on the people, not on itself. That is what I keep saying. But in Nigeria, the government won't do anything for the people. They'll keep buying jets for themselves. They'll keep buying yachts for themselves. They'll keep building all sorts of things they do not need, all because there is money. And for the people, they keep saying that, oh, wait, things are going to happen. You said that things have degenerated in the economy. Who is managing the economy? Are you the one managing the economy? If Naira has actually lost value, it is for the gain of this administration. And I'll tell you how. Before this administration came on board, before Nigeria could earn 150,000 Naira in the name of crude, Nigeria will have to sell over $300 worth of crude oil before we could gain 150,000 Naira, because then for every $100 that we made in the name of crude, it was amounting to 47,000 Naira, because Naira had value there. Now, all what this government needs to do is to sell just a little over $100 worth of crude oil. The minister said it yesterday. He actually shot himself in the foot. He said, okay, previous administrations were paying loans and doing stuff like that at the rate of $1 to 460 Naira. But this administration has to pay loans and do stuff like that at the conversion rate of $1 to 1,410. You mismanaged the Naira from 460 Naira to 1,410. Nigerians should be calling for your head for doing that. Now you are still using that to justify the nonsense you are doing. Let me now look at it from this angle. Like I was saying, if you sell crude, before, all what Nigeria was going to get from that crude was 47,000 Naira, 47,000 Naira. Now, $100 worth of crude is going to give you, according to the minister, 141,000 Naira. Meaning there is so much Naira at the disposal of the government, and there is nothing Nigerians can see for it. Let's now make specific reference to wage increase that he talked about. I can tell you free of charge that the government has not implemented wage increase. Labor groups, unions, and stuff like that, in fact, woes betide them. I mean, that's a different ballgame. But the truth of the matter is that they have been speaking out. They have been speaking out that the government has not done that. Instead, what they did was...
Are you referring to the minimum wage now?
Yes.
The federal government
has not implemented it. Instead,
wage.
What they did was a 40K top-up to everybody's salary. That's
40K top-up to everybody's salary from the previous minimum wage, which was about
30,000. Now, if you... Okay, you said that you are doubling it. Are you with me, bro? Someone collecting... You said that increase... before that, you were spending 30,000. So if you do the calculation, let's base everything on 30,000. Now let's talk about guys collecting 200, 300, 400K per annum. If you were doubling that, you would have been expecting to pay them from 400 to 800, from 300 to 600. Now, someone collecting 400 before is now collecting 440. Have you doubled that? Have you doubled that? You have not doubled it. You only added Jara on top of it. And like I keep saying, government has money, a lot of money. I'm coming somewhere. I said something before, it may be heavy, but I have no apologies for it. Woes betide all labor unions in this country. A group within the National Nigeria Labour Congress said that it was going to, make day become night should the federal government not pay the remaining wage award. And within 1 week, the federal government paid the two. Within 1 week. Where did that money come from? It tells you that the money was always there. They just didn't intend to pay the money until someone was going to threaten them. And when that happened, they paid up. But the national body of workers in this country, the NLC and the TUC, as far as I'm concerned, those people, as far they are combined together, they are worse than Idi Amin, Abacha, Bola, Tinubu, all of them combine them together.
In your opinion?
In my personal opinion, that is because they are the ones who have enabled this administration to do evils to Nigerians. So, like I was saying,
but before you continue on that,
and I should say something again. He's saying that there is no money because money has been spent on whatever. Okay, let's look at it from the angle of tax again. For the entire 12-month calendar of 2023, when Nigeria was still paying subsidy for at least 5 of those 12 months, the total amount of money collected from Nigerians in the name of tax was a little 12.3 trillion. 12.3 trillion for the calendar year of 2023. The first 7 months of 2026 alone, the government has collected 27.1 trillion from Nigerians. And yet we're still talking about subsidy was. I mean, are you okay at all? That's on one side. I'm not buying the nonsense coming out of Oyedele's mouth saying that, it's just 15 trillion. It is not just 15 trillion. And I'll tell you why it is not just 15 trillion. A top-ranking government official, the chairman of the Nigeria Revenue Service, has said that we should thank Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In fact, if possible, we should prostrate and kneel down and say, Baba Eshe. Why? Because if not for the fact that he stopped subsidy payment, that we will have as of today, we will be spending 53 trillion naira annually on subsidy. So if that is the case, Oyedele should tell us exactly how we have spent 159 trillion naira over the last 3 years. Because that is what his brother, Zacchaeus Adediji from Olumosho, said that we will have been spending on subsidy. So I cannot, when Zach said what he said, that we did, he said, no, it wouldn't have been up to that level. He kept quiet, meaning it's true. Now, when he now wanted to make explanation for 159 trillion, he said it's no longer 159, it's actually 15 trillion, 43 years. He doesn't know what is wrong with him.
All right, but before we go on our quick commercial break, I would like to ask that, okay, with all of these figures being reeled out, and
factual figures,
yes, and the things that we are actually seeing, the Tinubu administration has always said that they are spending more, even regardless of the fact that the amount they sell oil has increased significantly.
And the quantity, as you even say that the quantity Nigeria is selling.
Yes.
When Buhari was there now, the average Nigeria was doing was 1 million. Sometimes it even went below 1 million, 900, 800,000. Now the minimum we are doing is 1.5. Buhari was selling at a very cheap rate. Now it's over $90. And almost double of what we used to do then. And yes, we're just talking about 15 trillion. So
but
you're not making sense.
So from all of the money the federal governments claim now that they have been able to save, a lot of people will still want to think that maybe the government is truly spending a lot more because the administration increased the minimum wage to 70,000 to over 70,000.
Which I just told you is complete nonsense.
Well, I mean, these are the things that they have told us.
You see, it's a different thing to tell you one thing, it's another thing to use your own head to process what they have told you. Nobody is going to come out, I'm ruining your life. They always tell you, I'm helping you. You are the one who will factor everything. Okay, is this guy actually helping me or destroying my life? And as far as I'm concerned, this administration is not helping us. Rather, they are destroying our lives.
Okay, so let us leave it at that for now. When we come back during the second half of Perspective Unlimited, we will talk about this a little bit more before we move on to other stories. You're still on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Perspective Unlimited is the program that you are listening to. My name is Kunle Olowu, and in studio with me is Olale Konsani. We will go on a quick commercial break now. When we come back, our second half of Perspective Unlimited will commence. Stay tuned.
Every child deserves a chance to thrive no matter their ability. This August, the Special Needs Awareness Summit comes to Ibadan with the theme Empowering Special Needs Children for an Independent Tomorrow. Join us Saturday, 29th August, 10 a.m. prompt at Pistos Orb, number 2, Olani Yonfagbemi Street, off Mobi Bus Stop, Ring Road, Ibadan. Hear from Dr. Tosin Babalola joining us from Manchester, Mrs. Mobolaji Idowu founder of Kidley Space Ibadan, and Esther Emmanuel, coordinator for Bloom Right Learning Support. It's completely free, but registration is required, and there is more. Free professional assessment bookings available on the day, but slots are limited. Visit our Instagram page at snaz_365 for the booking link, or call 0705 426 4991 now. The Special Needs Awareness Summit 2026, proudly brought to you in partnership with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Awareness, inclusion, acceptance.
Thinking of an all-in-one digital platform that fits your lifestyle and makes everyday payments simple, reliable, and fast?
Oh, wow! Yes, please.
Allow me introduce you to BillStation, your one-stop digital payment solution for individuals and businesses. Built to simplify payments and services for millions across Africa. With BillStation, you can buy cheap airtime and data, pay electricity bills, send money instantly, make online payments, and book flights and hotels. Enjoy our overseas airport pickup services, interstate bus ticket sales, and event tickets, all on BillStation. Fast, simple, reliable.
Wow, that's amazing.
Visit www.thebillstation.com. Download the BillStation app on the Apple App Store or Android Google Play and get welcome bonuses when you sign up. Enjoy fast customer support and a seamless user experience every time. Get in touch with us today.
Email thebillstation175@gmail.com or sales@thebillstation.com.
WhatsApp 091 6858 1914. Bill Station. Your world, your money, one station.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafin Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
right, you are welcome back to the second half of Perspective Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. My name is Kunle Olowu, and in the studio with me, my analyst is Olalekan Sani, and we've been talking about the 30 trillion being saved by the federal government from the removal of fuel subsidy. We are going to be leaving the phone lines open now for listeners at home to call into the studio to give their 2 cents on what we're talking about. And the numbers that you can call are 091-6893-1000, 091-6893-1000, or you can call 091-5333-4893, 091-5333-4893. The last number you can call is 0911-3333-893. 0911-3333-893. Still talking about the 30 trillion being saved from fuel subsidy removal and the way it is being spent. I don't want us to really dwell on this because we still have a lot of talking points. But very quickly, what more should the federal government do to actually ensure that the physical space created by these reforms actually translate into tangible benefits for Nigerians? What do you think can be done?
There are two things they can do. Some are invisible, some are visible. Social welfare is not necessarily totally visible, but money can be spent in education. Money can be spent on healthcare. But guess what? For the whole of last year, the federal government spent 36 million on all of us in Nigeria in the name of healthcare. That's madness. Total, complete, and absolute madness. I did been that when they removed fuel subsidy, which I wasn't in support of, our fees upon going to the UCH or just any federal institution was reduced by 50%, maybe 70%. People would say, oh, it's worth it. UI, medical students used to pay 40K. If it was reduced to, let's say, 20K, Nigerian would say, oh, well, it's still something. But instead, UCH now collects more money than a lot of private hospitals, while fees for medical students shot up from 40K to almost 400K, or like 10 folds, 1,000%. I mean, how do you justify that? It shows clearly that they are not interested in taking care of us. And in the area of what is visible, I mean, solid infrastructure at the right rate. Not that you tell us that you are doing a kilometer for 40 billion, 50 billion and stuff like that. No. That's different, in my opinion.
Okay, so talking about these reforms, the visible and the invisible ones, if I may say. Now that brings me to another topic. We saw on the headlines, of course, again that the president has actually ordered EFCC that all the recovered loot, unclaimed loot and dividends, that they should be sent to NEL Fund to actually, for people to actually be able to take loans. I will read that report now, but before we do that, let us quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from? Hello, good morning.
My name is Olowu.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Olowu from Olowu.
Olowu from Olowu. You have the floor.
Yes. I agree to people, please. About the government, I don't think they are helping the people. They are not helping anybody. They are just helping themselves. These people are increasing their salary, and they are not increasing. Even though they are trying to increase your salary, no, they are increasing poverty. They will increase poverty with 50%, and they will increase your salary with 5%. That is what they are doing. People, they are happy that they are increasing their salary. They are helping them, and they are so killing them. They are killing them seriously. Okay, they remove the subsidy or whatever they remove. And the money we have spent, the money we have borrowed is more than when the subsidy is there, was there rather. They are not helping us. Seriously. Things are poor. It's just like your landlord. Your landlord is also your manager. You are collecting 20,000 salary, and your house rent is 5,000. Now you increase your house rent into 15,000, And when you complain, you put 5,000 on your salary. Now you are collecting 25,000, but your house rent has already increased triple. How will you pay? How will you manage? They are increasing salary. It can't solve this. The poverty rate is too much. It's too much. They should do something about this.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution, sir. Thank you very much. That's one of our callers making known what he feels about the administration's policies. Now, like I was saying, the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has directed that all cleared and uncleared looted funds recovered by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, be channeled to the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, that's the NEL fund, to strengthen the financing of tertiary education. Now, the President also directed that funds in the Unclaimed Dividends Trust Fund and the Dormant Accounts Trust Fund be mobilized for NEL fund, subject to compliance with the law establishing the two funds. Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, he actually said this yesterday while briefing journalists at the State House Correspondent Abuja after the 4th Federal Executive Council meeting of the year presided over by President Tinubu. According to the report here.
Let's start from there.
This year, I mean, that's the 4th they are presiding over this year.
The Constitution says that it should be happening at least every fortnight, meaning at least once a week, if not twice a week. This is August 20. And we're having the 4th. The last we had was on the 29th of June. I mean, that tells you a lot. When Buhari was there, it was a weekly thing. When Jonathan was there, it was a weekly thing. Yaradua, weekly thing. Obasanjo, weekly. Even the military guys, it was a weekly thing. Now, democracy, and we are, flouting what the Constitution says.
But let's talk about.
I'm coming there. It that actually tells you that the guys in office right now don't care about Nigerians. They do not have any regard for the office. Because if truly you care about the office, you must be discussing what concerns the country every week, because things happen every day. You can't wait for 4 months before you discuss what happens to the country. America, they do it weekly. Now let's talk about what the president said. The president just told us clearly that he has no time for us. And as far as I'm concerned, what he said yesterday, the order he gave yesterday, is illegal. Let's now look at it. It's illegal. At least from one angle. He said money received or assets and money seized by the EFCC. Number one, that's not money belonging to Nigeria. It's money under questions. High Court may say, seize that money. Federal Court of Appeal may say, release the money to the owner. The owner can actually prove that the money belongs to them. Supreme Court may say whatever they want to say. That's on one side. On the other side, I mean, if you ask handlers of this administration, what exactly is this government doing? Nail fund. It's like a rap game. They all scream NEL fund. And the president himself is not even interested in bringing money, allocating money directly from the purse of the government towards what he has been screaming and shouting about. NEL fund. Rather, you want Nigerians to fund NEL fund. And at the end of the day, people who are going to apply for the NEL fund loans are going to be attached to BC debt for a very long time. And they have to pay the government back on money that does not even originally belong to the government. That's not making sense. It is not making sense. Number two,
but that it doesn't belong to the government. I would like you to expatiate on that, because the EFCC money that they
what I am saying is that whatever the EFCC declares at the end of the year was not foreseen at the beginning of the year.
So
the government didn't make that estimate. It was some people, maybe Yahoo boys. Well, they are no longer arresting government officials. If they are arresting government officials, they'll be civil servants, not politicians anymore. So maybe Yahoo boys or stuff like that. Those are the ones, okay, go after these boys. We'll use whatever we can get from them to finance NEL fund. Your signature, I can't call it project, maybe program. Your signature program is what you do not even have time to allocate government resources to. I mean, it shows clearly that you don't even believe in it. Because if you believe in it, you are going to say, okay, bring money from the coffers of the government. Let us fund this thing. It is what we believe in. It's what is going to help Nigerians. But clearly, with what the president has said and done yesterday, he does not believe in NEL fund. That is why he's saying that whatever you can get from Yahoo boys should be used to fund it. That's on one side. Okay, on the other side, he said unclaimed dividends. That is where stealing comes, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. Dividends, whether claimed or unclaimed, do not belong to the government. They belong to whoever made the investment, whoever bought those shares of those particular companies we are talking about here. Now it is unclaimed. It might be unclaimed because someone thinks like, just let it accrue. When it gets to a particular percentage, I will go for it. Or maybe the children of the deceased, as the case may be, are struggling with a letter of administration and stuff like that before they can actually access the funds. But instead, Mr. President wants to take that money belonging to Nigerians to finance a signature program. That is ojukokoro, in my opinion. You are putting your eyes in people's money. That shouldn't be. If you actually believe in NEL Fund so much, you should make government budgets available for NEL Fund. Not that you will now say it's money belonging. I've always been saying it, that the government is actually dipping money, hands in their pocket to pull out money. And what they said yesterday as regards how they are going to fund NEL Fund is a very good example of it. I don't believe in shares, personal belief. But a lot of people around me buy shares a lot. Just for one reason or the other, maybe they die, maybe they get incapacitated, unconsciousness or stuff like that, and they are unable to access that money. The government will now use that money to finance, and it's not like they are giving Nigerians, it's actually a loan that they will have to pay back to the government. And not to the actual owners of the money. There is anybody who defends this is shaking the head.
Okay, so now
I still cannot understand how they could have come. It shows clearly that they have no regard for Nigerians.
Okay, so what I would like to know here is that the NEL Fund basically is supposed to be to help students access loan for their tertiary institution, for their tertiary education. Now, a lot of people will be thinking that proceeds from EFCC or not, as long as people can access this fund and they can pay back in long term, does it still not serve the purpose?
Bro, you can't build something on nothing. Number one, I should say that it is illegal. I will say that again. Because whether it's actually government budgetary spending or money snatched from thieves and online criminals and stuff like that, once it lands in the account of a government agency, then before you can remove it, there must be legislative approval. It is written in the Constitution that not one penny can be spent from government accounts on anything unless until it has received legislative approval. That has not happened right now. That has not happened right now. You said that the end should justify the means. No, not when the government is acting. You must do it exactly how you should do it if you want to get the appropriate result. Nigeria has a lot of money at its disposal. If the president if he is really serious about NEL Fund, he should bring out money from the account of the federal government to fund it.
Yeah, but according to some reports now, the federal government has actually released 50 billion in 2014. 2024.
Go and Google where that money came from.
It's still saying that it's still
EFCC. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Whatever the EFCC nets should actually be kept in a separate account.
So what should that money, for example,
The money should be kept in a separate account until all legal steps have been crossed. I'm talking about from High Court to the Supreme Court. If at the end of the day, the Supreme Court says that, okay, this money is actually proceeds of fraud and it should be remitted to the federal government, then at that particular point in time, the Nigerian legislature, the National Assembly, we now adjudicate and we now sit on top of the money and say, okay, this is how the money is going to go. We are now approving this money for this particular item. Not just that the president is going to wake up one morning and say, spend this money in this manner. Because it's not the president's money. It's money belonging to Nigerians. So it's going to be the representatives of Nigerians in the National Assembly that will now decide. Well, the president will actually come up with the idea on how we want to spend it. But it must, as a matter of compulsion, and in fact, not even necessity, compulsion, be approved by the National Assembly. That is not happening. I'm bringing two things out here. Signature program, no signature money. Rather, it's money that Nigerians maybe forgot or have been unable to withdraw in the name of shares fraud and stuff like that. Shares. That's number one. Number two, should there be no fraud again in Nigeria? Should there be no Yahoo boy?
Then how would they fund?
How will you now fund your signature program? It shows clearly, in my opinion, that the president does not care about Nigerians enough to say, okay, let me now bring out money from their own money, from money belonging to Nigerians, so to now say, okay, I want to fund this program. That is what I can take out of this.
Right. Okay. You're still on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. Perspective Unlimited is the program you are listening to. And I wonder, because we'll soon be wrapping up, we are running out of time. And I want us to still look at something here before we go. Still talking about spending. We know that the election period is coming. It's very close.
Bros, let's not waste our time on that. The truth of the matter is that look at the billboards out there for the president, for the all presidential candidates, for governors. The money for that has already, gone beyond the 571 total figure for all of them between the time of primary all the way down to the day of general election.
Just for clarity, let's.
No, they said that the report says that 10 billion for the president.
Yes.
If you are contesting, go and count all the billboards belonging. I mean, carrying the face of Bola Tinubu and Renewed and all of that across the country, and tell me if it's not going to go up to 50 billion already. Let's not waste out. The thing has been there for a long time. Nobody has respected it.
But it's been there for a very long time. Nobody has respected it.
No, what actually?
So are you trying to say, what you are saying now is that it is not possible that they spend lower than that, or that definitely will spend more than that?
Presidential capital 10 billion. What do you want to do with that? In Osun State alone, I mean, allegations are flying that 110 billion, 40 billion, 60 billion, just Guba. So we're talking about for the whole president. It's a foolish law made by the National Assembly. That's just really matter. Something that is actually of interest to me here. On a serious note, I believe there should be sailing, but let it be. There should be a sailing, but let it be a realistic sailing, not money that cannot take you anywhere in a presidential campaign. That's on one side. I was going through the dailies last night and I saw that the articles
in the news again.
Yes, that government should explain. This is of particular interest to me because it is the analysis I made here last week Thursday, and we did it together when I said that you should check FAC allocation for June 2025 and stuff like that. I mean,
I see you did a lot of work on that.
I did a lot of work. So when I see someone who is thinking in my way, I should actually slow down a bit and say, okay, guy, I can see what you are doing as well. The guy came out yesterday to say that it's not making sense. That, okay, take for instance this month now. The federal government said that, okay, for FAC, we have 4.359 trillion naira for this month of July. You spend the money of last month in this month.
And they are sharing 3 trillion.
They are sharing 3 trillion, leaving 1.35 trillion. Do a calculation on all of such money from January 1 till July 2026. It gives you 29.6 trillion. 29.6 trillion unaccounted for. Unaccounted for. I sincerely cannot understand why it's just me, Atiku, that we are talking about this. Nigerians should be screaming. I did the analysis here on Thursday, last week Thursday. I did it again on Saturday on a Yoruba program, Bragede Oshelu. It's something that should make Nigerians open their eyes, their mouth, and say, what exactly is happening here? Government has 29.6 trillion I'm not talking about, and yet for their signature program, they are saying that it's money from EFCC, Yahoo Boys, and money from people's money. It's not making sense. It's just not making sense. I'm not serious. I'm very, very hungry. I'm very angry this morning. I've always been saying Nigeria has more than enough money.
Nigeria has more than
enough money. But it's like some people's greed is boundless. It is limitless. That is why Nigeria keeps making more money, and the more money we make, the poorer Nigerians become. It's unfortunate.
Let us hope that someday all of these figures would eventually make sense while we talk about it in the news, and also it will be reflecting in the lives of Nigerians in the most positive way. And that is all we can take on Perspective Unlimited this morning. Thank you for being a part of the show, everybody who has tried to call into the studio. And of course, I would like to say a big thank you to Mr. Olale Sani as well. Thank you very much, sir.
It is always an honor to be here,
and there is always remember that Perspective Unlimited takes place here on Wells Radio 89.3 FM every Mondays to Fridays between 6:30 and 7:30 a.m. Do join us again tomorrow for a fresh edition of Perspective Unlimited, where we'll be giving you insight on issues as regarding Nigeria and Nigerians. Thank you once again for being a part of the show. It is time for the Sport Gang to come and do their thing. Until tomorrow, when Perspective Unlimited comes your way again, I say God bless you, thank you, and stay tuned.